Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Raid Shadow Legends, and it's time for some more Hydra. Why the hell not? It just reset. And I figured I would start off today's video by collecting my chests. Let's see, like, what's worth it? Besides the fragments, let's see if we get anything fun along the way real quick. And then I'll get into what I'm planning for today. So first, let's go hard. Let's go hard, boom. And with a mythical piece right away, crit damage with flat HP. Instant sell because we can't reforge mythic pieces. I don't keep 5 stars even when they're pretty good, honestly, in this gear. Even though it's limited gear, I'm doing Hydra every week. I don't need to keep the bad stuff. Nope. Nope. Alright, but I love the clan gold. I love the clan XP. Here we go. Stone skin. Okay. Stone skin 6-star piece with speed, crit rate, crit damage, and defense percentage. This would be great if I want to build a defense-based champion that's doing damage in stone skin. So very happy with that. Double roll on crit damage. Fine. Flat defense, no thank you. HP flat with the no thank you. And don't even want to look at you. Okay, brutal. Let's go. Flat HP, but you know what? It's 5-star. Nope, nope, 5-star, nope. I'm getting so much that I don't need 5-star. So protection with 6-star glove. I really don't like risking reforging gloves, even if I got like a triple roll just to see what we could get. It's not worth it for me, so I'm gonna sell. Same thing here. Even though we could get a triple speed on a protection piece, flat attack really isn't doing much for me overall in a fight. I'm selling. I am trying to be picky. I don't want to keep crap. At the end of the day, if I don't get any gear, I don't get any gear. Flat attack again on a damn mythical piece. They hate me. Guys, they're not making a good argument for making me want to show people that Hydra's great. You're not doing a good job. Oh my god. So flat attack with crit damage. That's a hot mess. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, resistance, HP, crit damage, stone skin. I don't like the crit damage thrown in here because I'd rather this just be a tanky piece for someone who's just a defensive-based champion that's maybe a support champion, or I don't know. But yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna keep it. HP percentage boot with resistance. I like that. But for protection, more than likely, I'm gonna want someone that's placing buffs to be going first, not last. But I'll consider keeping it, considering I don't think I have many HP percentage. Plus, sometimes I use these pieces for mixed sets. So, like, I could see myself using this just for the sake of the resistance and HP percentage in a 2-piece set for other content unrelated to putting on a protection set. Alright, flat defense gloves, we don't need you. Alright, let's see what Nightmare gave us. Woo, 2 mythical pieces, alright. 6-star speed, resistance, and crit damage. They keep throwing that crit damage in when it's like a tanky thing. I don't understand. Alright, stone skin HP percentage with speed, flat defense, flat attack, and low accuracy, low speed. Everything about this is low rolls and not exciting. Flat HP, don't want to see ya. Resistance, accuracy, HP, and stone skin. That I love. Okay. Speed, flat defense, crit damage. I mean, because this could roll a triple speed and it is 6-star, I'll consider keeping it for that reason. Flat attack boot with a speed. Oh god, that's a hot mess. Oh, here we go. Okay. HP, speed, accuracy, double roll and accuracy. That I'll keep. That has a potential for a big accuracy roll. Alright. And one more. Defense, percent, crit damage, accuracy. That's a little bit of a mix again. They're always throwing in this damn crit damage on something that's not likely going to be put on a damage dealer. But if you get a triple roll, it could be worth reforging, so I guess we'll see on that one. But I don't like to reforge the bottom pieces usually, unless it's, I don't know, unless it really seems special, but yeah. Oh, here we go. Protection. Finally, 6-star protection. Speed. Extra roll. Thank you. Resistance, accuracy, crit rate. Okay. That I like. I don't like the crit rate, but whatever. Hopefully we don't roll that. And this is a hot mess. Okay. That's a 5-star. I don't even want you. That's a 5-star. I don't want you. Alright, well, what I'm going to do for today is something a little different. I want to do a different Hydra team. So I've been working with the same champions the past 2 rotations. My Hydra Nightmare rotation is right here. But what we're going to do today is I am going to do very similar to this, but I'm going to mix it up with a couple other champions. Yes, they're high-end champions, guys. This is Nightmare Hydra. We're not doing Baby Hydra. You do need good champions and good gear to do Nightmare Hydra, so don't be discouraged if you're watching this and you're like, but I don't have those people. Or there's a lot of other options you can get by. There are definitely a few budget things in mind here and there, like Ugo, Geomancer, Royal Guard are all epics, you know, and they're highly used in Hydra. But I want to try out a different combination of champions here. I want to try Duchess and Lady Kimmy in my Nightmare rotation instead of Mother Sybil and Siphi. Now, I worry about having enough healing. That's honestly my biggest concern. I think I just also realized I haven't switched my people back, so I'm gonna have to move around my my Ugo. Oh boy, yeah, let me go move my people, move my gear to make sure they're all on the right champion before I do this. It might help. Alright, you know, I actually re-geared people a little bit. I hope I didn't mess them up, funny enough to say. Kidding, not kidding, right? But for real, I actually adjusted some of the stats because I realized they were a little low. I don't know how I survived before. But then when I think about it, I've always had a speed aura, so if the speeds are like under 250, it's okay. As long as not dramatically, because I have that speed aura. Plus, we have decreased speed. I had it from Mother Sybil before, and now we're going to have it from Lady Kimmy now. And we're going to have, increased speed and decreased speed from Lady Kimmy now. And before we had Mother Sybil and Siphi for that. So this is a little bit risky. I'm going to be relying on Ugo landing her leeches, which are not great. I'm also going to be relying on her cleanse and heal. Used a lot, even when we don't really need to cleanse. But when the Head of Decay is out, you want to do minimum healing if possible, because it does actually take down your max HP, so it's okay. But what I want to do is test this team. This is a different team than what I've used before. Like I said, I was using this one up here, and that was working for both rotations so far, but I'm curious if I could actually maximize my damage by putting Duchess into the mix to be able to deal better with the Head of Torment when he's around. And I think that will set me up better for the rotations that start with the Head of Torment, because honestly, once the Head of Torment comes in, that's my weak point, and things get a little sloppy then. So I think for sake of Nightmare, I'd prefer to have my bases covered in Nightmare, even more so than Brutal, which was my Duchess team before. You can see this is my Brutal key. I think what I'll probably do is I'm going to be changing Lydia. I was actually going to put Lady Kimmy into the Lydia spot here for Brutal. That was my plan for this week, but instead I want to try a different Nightmare key. So we're going to get into the Nightmare key. I'm going to try not to talk too much. Guys, this is a Hydra video, so of course it's going to be long. The runs are long. Just because the run is long doesn't mean it takes long overall to get your top key though, but I try to maximize my damage the best I can. So I wanted to show you also my chests. Why not? It was fun to open up the different Hydra level, like the top chests for getting double. And we got some mythic pieces in the way. Unfortunately, they weren't good, but hey, it's fine. There was one. Wait, there was one that was good. Anyway, all right. Let's get going. This is supposed to not matter what rotation it is, honestly. And that's what I'm trying to prepare for. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't matter. I have all my bases covered. So he is my Mischief tank and my Provoker. Decreased speed. Come on, Lady Kimmy. Bad Affinity did not land on the Head of Decay. So this is one thing that this does rely on, is landing the decreased speed. So you know, it's okay. Let's see if I can still make this work. We might get lucky. We might be able to. I could also try to land it from here, but he does not have good accuracy. So I think we're just gonna smash and come in. So this is gonna take a couple rounds to get going with Lady Kimmy, because yeah, we're going to cleanse here. Okay, I see this now. If we don't land the decreased speed right away, Lady Kimmy's not going to be coming back around to stuff very easily. I'm going to risk it. It did nothing, of course. What am I saying? Oh, but we did that. Okay, we came back to the Provoke. We came back to the Provoke, but faster than I thought. So this is where I haven't figured out the exact fine lines of I don't know, of where I can actually push for speed on, like, Scholar Vargal, trying to make him go twice. Having increased speed and having decreased speed in the mix makes a big difference, so that's for sure. Alright guys, I'm going to get into this and try to talk a little bit, but what I'm going to do after is I'm going to get myself out of the way. You can't even see Geomancer, oh my goodness. We're going to get myself out of the way completely after a few minutes here, and then I'm going to speed up the run a little bit. So what I would suggest is if you really want to see the run at a little bit better speeds, to try to watch it at, I don't know, watch it at like half speed, not half speed, but something, you know, watch it at a slower speed, maybe half speed, for sake of catching things if you need to. But I'm going to try not to do too crazy on the speeds, we'll see. Because I want people to still be able to follow it and learn, but at the same time, posting an hour-long video isn't the best. See, Lady Kimmy is missing. Missing the decreased speeds is hurting me. We're not setting up well. But I want to give this a chance to set up and give it a test. I don't know if it's reliable enough of a setup. I shouldn't have used that either. So I'm really relying on getting a decreased speed down early. So I think the more I think about it, I think I like my main team better in this for Brutal. Just plugging in Lady Kimmy instead of Lydia, because I really don't need Lydia's skills as often. And when I do my Brutal key, I actually have Royal Guard with accuracy. I don't think this is going to be reliable. Oh. I don't know what I just did. I messed up my skill with Lady Kimmy. Alright. Yeah, he's gonna be cleansing too often here. Oh, are we coming back to it? Yeah, without the reliable decreased speed being placed, she keeps getting weak hits, and Mother Sybil is actually better. Mother Sybil is better. Yeah, I don't like it. Alright, so I realized on first run that I really need to place decreased speed early on the Head of Decay, which is hard for Lady Kimmy in this current rotation because he's Force Affinity. So the affinities do change depending on the rotation, but this is going to be a hard one to have my decreased speed champion be a negative affinity for the Head of Decay. On the one round, I really need to land that. So I actually think Mother Sybil might be better in my Siffy combination for Nightmare Hydra for this particular rotation, which is rotation 4. I'm going to try it again though. I actually cut out the video. I was trying to get it rolling, but it just wasn't landing. I think the affinity is going to be an issue for this one, which is why it's good to have backups and a few people you can trade out. Like, see, so I need this decreased speed to land or things start to get really messy, and it actually landed this time. Thank you. Woohoo. All right, let's get going. See, actually, I use Duchess's abilities when I don't need to as well. I realized that. All right, let's start getting... Oh, we resisted the HP burn. Come on, man. Let's start getting some damage. Oh, wait. Okay, let's see here. We really need to get... We need to get it more consistent. Alright, that's okay. We need to increase speed up now. Perfect. We do have the increased accuracy of Lady Kimmy, which could allow me to have my accuracy a little bit lower on some things, but I mean, for sake of of Nightmare Hydra, it takes a lot, so I'm pretty far off on my Royal Guard. Alright, see, this is what's good. It allows me to go twice to the one turn with my Scholared Vargal, and that's what I really need to be doing here with dealing with the Head of Decay. So I'm gonna keep talking a little bit for the first couple minutes of this and talking through my strategy here, and then I'm gonna get rid of myself and speed up the run, and we'll see what the damage is if I can keep this going. But I don't know, this is a little bit risky of a team for Nightmare. I think it's gonna be better for Brutal because I won't rely on the decreased speed quite as much, but oh, it's actually landing this time. It's so hard because weak hits, you know, it's rough. But it's working, and when that's up, I'm able to keep the rotation going nice with Scholar Vargal getting 2 turns for every one of the Head of Decay, which allows me to provoke him every round. Alright, so let's see. I need to cleanse. I wasn't using that much, and my health is getting a little bit low. Okay. Definitely want that decrease attack on the Head of Wrath. He hits hard. Alright. I usually like the Head of Decay out because it keeps me in check, but this is risky, so I don't know that I like it. Usually I like the Head of Decay, but that's better with my rotation with my... Ironically, Siffy and Mother Sybil, I think, are better suited as my duo for those 2 jobs based on this affinity alone. Just because the Head of... Again, just because the Head of Decay is Force Affinity, I think I'm better off using that combination for Nightmare. But at least I have options that I know I can play around. I think this will be great if the Head of Decay changes affinity. But it's a little bit risky right now to keep it up. We got him provoked now, though. Ooh, Royal Guard is taking some hits. I should be just attacking him for sake of affinity. I do have Duchess in my arena build, so... I did change my Lady Kimmy's build, which I'll show you guys after. It's actually just me being a little bit creative, trying to add some survivability to my team. Alright, let's smash Go Royal Guard. That is looking nice. Alright, so I do have, of course, I'll explain my team a little bit. We have her in here for block buffs and decrease defense. I actually didn't need to do that. I don't know why I did that. Decrease attack from Scholar Vargal is really helpful. Geomancer's A1 with the decreased accuracy helps keep that up, along with Lady Kimmy is really, really a good combination. Just to have some insurance there to always have that up. Decreasing the accuracy allows us to at least have even just a little bit of resistance. Helps us not get like poisons and stuff thrown back at us. Alright, decreased speed definitely on this guy. Oh, of course it doesn't land now that we have a head in. Oh god. Oh god. It's fine, we'll provoke him anyway. But he did take my Royal Guard, so this is a good example. I mentioned this in a video in one of my articles that'll be coming out with hellhades.com. I don't know if it's out yet or not when this video is going out, but I do talk about trying to time your intentionally killing yourself, I should say. Trying to time it so that if you're about to get eaten, like what happened here, and especially my main damage dealer of Royal Guard, trying to let yourself die by like purposefully proccing the Head of Wrath so it smashes and kills you. Or if the Head of Suffering is up with the reflect damage, hitting him intentionally. Stuff like that can actually really save you. It sounds silly to intentionally die, but this is one situation that's actually quite valuable for. Alright, so there's the provoke. We're not getting 3%ed there, thank you. And I think we're going to be okay to get out Royal Guard because the HP burn is going to proc. I'm going to do this just to make sure it goes longer. Oh, it didn't! Jerk. Jerk. No, it's fine. Let's cleanse off that heal. Poor Lady Kimmy, she'll be alright. We got a Duchess, we're good. Lady Kimmy is taking extra damage for a reason. I do have her in a special set. Alright, come on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play out this run, and then I'm going and speed it up, and then I'll come back at the end and I will show off the builds. I'm actually gonna come in here for a quick note. You see that we're actually gonna get this. I thought we might get the Head of Decay to put Life Barrier on the Head of Wrath and keep him in the game. I might let that happen. That's a good thing. At first I was worried about getting resisted there, or with the decreased speed, and then the Head of Decay was able to do his thing. But it's actually okay because 2 of the heads are decapitated. But honestly, I might let him use his A2 or A3 just so he can put Life Barrier on the Head of Wrath. I want the Head of Wrath to be out as much as possible when Geomancer's on the team because of his passive, so that's one thing to think about. Alright guys, so I actually want to use this as a learning experience, and I want to talk about the failure of this. This isn't reliable enough for me. I definitely don't like it. It's too risky, and in my mind I was like, I was hoping to try just a different combination than last time. I was hoping to try the swap of Siphi instead of Siphi, Duchess, and instead of Mother Sybil, Lady Kimmy. But what I didn't think about was affinity. So I want my team to always be reliable, right? But it's okay if you have a few swaps depending on affinity. I do think this team would be really great if the Head of Decay was Spirit instead of Force for this rotation. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And with this comp, we actually heavily rely on decreased speed landing. So I'm going to just show you guys the differences here. So Mother Sybil, on her A1, she places decreased speed, but it's a lower chance to land. But she goes so often, and it's her A1. So more than likely you can get that on there and keep it rolling pretty easily. Now Siphi is also going to heal quite often, so that helps keep everyone alive a little bit better than just relying on Ugo's heal and her leech to actually land, which again is a pretty low % chance to land. So this is actually something really interesting to think about. If you're used to a certain team always working, or you want to try a sub, just make sure you're looking at affinities, because while we're talking about Nightmare Hydra, you need to check all the boxes. You need to make sure you're going to be able to land those debuffs on the most important reasons for checking those boxes. In my case, decreased speed is the most important to land on the Head of Decay. Honestly, it doesn't need to land on the other heads. I'd be fine if it doesn't. That's not the key. But in order to get my Scholar Vargal going twice per the Head of Decays once, we actually really need that decreased speed and the increased speed. And honestly, my Lady Kimmy, I tuned a little too slow. So she was doing fine for her job, but I think she would be a little bit better in like a reflex set or relentless gear instead. I put her in Guardian because I wanted just a little bit extra protection. I do have decreased attack. I do have decreased attack with Scholar Vargal, so maybe I really don't need Guardian, honestly. But I do use my Mother Sybil in Guardian, and it really is helpful. But I think with Duchess's passive with damage mitigation, and with the decreased attack debuff from Scholar Vargal, I really don't need this Guardian set on Lady Kimmy. So in hindsight, I might try this team again, but in a different rotation where the affinities are different. But I don't think I'll put Lady Kimmy in a Guardian set if it's trying this specific comp. I think it's not quite there for her. I think she really needs to be able to come back to her increase speed buff more often, because it does do it for 2 turns and a 4-turn cooldown. It's not going to keep it up the whole time. And I do have she's at a fine speed. She was 254. Solid enough HP to be in a Guardian set. That wasn't a concern. And enough accuracy, especially with the decreased accuracy, or decreased resistance. Wait, no. Increased accuracy buff going around. My brain's fried. But it's just not enough. When I compare it to my fast Siphi that I use for Arena, she has masteries all built around her speed and being able to go more often. She also has 364 speed. So 250 versus 364, I mean, it's a big difference. So Siphi is able to come back around to her increased speed buff, more often, and I'm able to keep that up 100% of the time, which I think is key the way that I'm using Scholar Vargal. Now in my Brutal team, I'm using him instead, Solus and Reflex. So I don't really need the decreased speed to be down all the time, or the increased speed to be up all the time, as much as I do here. So I think for sake of my Nightmare, I'm gonna go back to my original team here. This team right here, I'm just gonna have to change out some people because it's not exact. So let's see, it's gonna be my normal team, and then I have to go change Mother Sybil because Lady Kimmy stole all of her gear. So I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this run again, and we should be fine. But I really wanted to still show this to show you guys why it failed. I mean, everyone shows the successes of Hydra, right? But what about the failures? And then, like, understanding why it failed can probably be really helpful for people too. And this is Nightmare Hydra. The stats are really hard to get. Like, my Scholar Vargal is at 271 speed. He's fast. Have 271 speed and 450 resistance and high accuracy as well. So I mean, the benchmark is usually close to 500, close to 400 for here, but because I have decreased accuracy debuffs, I don't need my resistance to be quite as high. And some of my comps here, I have increased accuracy on us, so our accuracy doesn't need to be as high either for that reason. So it's hard. It's really hard to balance all of this, and that's part of the fun or not fun of Hydra, depending on how you look at it. But I'm actually this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to experiment with my different comps instead of just using the same comp every week, and like, that's not fun for content's sake. I wanted to experiment and try it a little bit different. Now, I could have thrown someone else in here, like a Cantra that might be able to help with some buffs, but I think I'm going to save her for other keys. I'm going to keep to the same comp for... Let me tell you. So my plan is going to be to keep to the same comp for Nightmare now. And then for my Brutal key here, I'm going to take out Lydia and put in Lady Kimmy. And I think I'm going to leave Lady Kimmy in the Guardian set. Well, not leave her in it, because now I got to swap it back again. So yay, silver being spent. But I think overall, I think that's going to be a more solid team, because what happens here with Solus and Ugo as a duo, I have block buffs and decreased defense up all the time. It rarely falls off. Solus extends debuffs. Not provoke though, guys. But that's enough. So I don't really need Lydia to be... I don't need Lydia's in... So yeah, I should say. I had Lydia in a reflex set, And in this comp, I don't really need that. I think I really would prefer a more I would prefer this speed manipulation of having an increased speed and a decreased speed instead of just one or the other. So of course with Lydia, I get the increased speed and the strength, and which is great for survivability, but I also have Duchess who does damage mitigation. So trying to just find the right balances where you're not necessarily double dipping on the same thing is also smart too. So this team 11 was a fail, but not completely. We're going to try this for future rotations. So that's all for now, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this was educational. I hope you like me showing, like, why would I not post this? Let's show the failure. Let's talk about it so we can learn to keep getting better on Hydra together, guys. We can do it. We can do it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.